So here's Kaimi Fairbairn to do the honors.
And we are underway from Commander's Field. And they'll get him down inside the 30 at the 27. Right to the air is Daniels.
Flushed out right. Now he's got this almost to the 40 before going out. Just like that, it's a gain of 12 and a first down on their first play.
Throwing now is Daniels.
It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
Now a 2nd and 10. Daniels looking to throw.
And complete to Zach Ertz. And he's going to be taken down with another first down as the stop's made at the Texans' 41-yard line. 19 yards to pick up there. Move the chains. So a 1st and 10 now in Houston territory at the 41. Now they'll throw here out of the gun. And a flag comes in as that one falls incomplete. Well, let's see who this is on.
Well, Charles, sometimes we talk about the lengths officials sometimes go to protect star quarterbacks, but that was tough to argue against.
Yeah, and I'm sure that everyone's going to say, hey, we're going to administer the penalty the same way for all quarterbacks. But when it's a star back there, even more so are they going to be diligent about throwing the flag.
Now a throw here, hauled in. Touchdown! Jamison Crowder, 26 yards.
And the Commanders get the upper hand as they're on the board first here this afternoon.
Walking into the stadium, we saw a ton of people donning the jerseys of this rookie quarterback, so you know they love that opening drive, and he throws a touchdown pass.
He gave a little bit of confirmation about what they had hoped, right? Because they thought they had a quarterback. They're thinking they have a quarterback. You do this, they believe they've got a quarterback. Look up, elbowing each other up in the stands. That's our guy.
Extra point by Seibert, up and good, and it's now a 7-0 game. A drive there of just 4 plays.
And it was all capped off on the touchdown reception by Jamison Crowder.
Following the touchdown, here's Seibert now to kick it off.
And the returner down to a knee, and this will come out to the 30-yard line.
So here come the Texans now for their first drive. And they will be led out by their signal caller in his 2nd year in the NFL now.
I tell you what, when he is on schedule for that week, secondaries take notice because you've got to stay alert back there on every snap. A truly powerful arm, one is capable of challenging any level of the defense on any given play. That's why so many scouts preach arm talent when preparing for the NFL draft. A quarterback with arm strength to make every throw in the book, he's an asset to have in any offense.
Here's 2nd and 7 now from the 28.
Stroud out of the gun here. This goes out wide from Mixon.
So give him 2 yards there on the completion. And now 3rd down and 6 to go.
They are in need of 6 yards here if they hope to move the chains. Stroud on 3rd down now. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he is going to have a Texans first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. Well, on 3rd down, he wanted to go to one of his most dependable targets, and that's who he found, his tight end there, to pick up the first, Charles.
And he used the proper word there, dependable.
And a loose football.
And it's Washington that scoops it up.
Down the numbers. There he goes.
He's to the 15, and he is going to bring this one back to the house. It's a Commanders touchdown on the scoop and score.
And he has great speed, defensive back speed. Once he got it and took off, there was no catching him.
And I know every team tells you to hustle no matter what the play, but there was no chance of catching him. Maybe if it had been a defensive tackle running with the ball, but not in this case.
Seibert on for the PAT. And it's good, and they have jumped out here to a quick 14-0 first quarter lead. The scoop and score, always an exciting play in football, and we witnessed it there, grabbing it off the ground and then rumbling it into the end zone for 6. So here's the kickoff now as they'll get it again following that fumble return for a score.
And he'll wisely just take a knee here, and this ball will come out to the 30-yard line.
So now we get set to see Houston for their second drive of the ball game. They've been outplayed early, no question. Down 14-0 already as they come up 1st and 10.
Stroud to throw it.
A short one going to be taken in here by Schultz. He'll be dropped after a gain of about 6 across the 30 to the 31.
This 2nd and 4.
Mixing up the middle. And the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line. Call that a loss of a yard, and things get a little more difficult here. 3rd and 5.
Now Stroud. Oh, he had him. He was open, but he couldn't get it to him. It's incomplete.
Well, they've moved the ball okay here in these first 2 drives, but this one's going to again amount to nothing. They've got to start dialing up some plays that allow them to finish drives with points.
Here's Tommy Townsend on to punt.
This is taken at the 23. Just a net of 34 there following a punt of 44 yards.
And the Commanders will take over with a 1st and 10.
The Washington offense at the line and ready to roll.
On 1st down, here's Daniels to throw.
Under pressure, and the Texans able to get in there for the sack. The defensive end, Danielle Hunter, drops him.
And this is what you've got to do against a quarterback like him. You've got to keep him in the pocket and not let him get to the perimeter, because once he gets outside, that's where he can really hurt you.
Now a 2nd down throw for Daniels. This a quick slant, and he's got Terry McLaurin.
A good pickup there, 13 yards as they get closer for 3rd down.
Here is 3rd and 5.
Here's the first carry for Austin Eckler. And he's got the first down as he's up to the 45-yard line. They give him 7 yards on the play, and they do pick up the conversion on 3rd down.
First carry of the game for Brian Robinson.
And down he goes at the 49, a 3-yard pickup.
Give credit to the defense for stringing that play out, and they gave up no cutback angle. You know he was trying to dart through. No place for him to go. A nice job there, only giving up a 3-yard gain.
And he'll go down inside the 45 before going out of bounds. So a 1st and 10 now in Houston territory at the 44-yard line. Operating from the gun, Daniels. He lets this one fly toward the back of the end zone. And a penalty flag comes in as that one winds up incomplete, but the contact is going to move the ball well downfield. And that penalty will move the ball to the 1-yard line.
So difficult to cover a fade route, and you're talking about into the end zone, and sometimes you panic a little as a defender.
And he will take it in. Touchdown, Commanders. Brian Robinson Jr.
punching it in from a yard away.
And the Commanders take a 3-touchdown lead.
Sometimes offenses can get too cute down near the goal line, but there's nothing fancy about this one. As Coach Lombardi would say, we get a seal here, and we get a seal here, and we run this play in the alley. And that's good work to hit the hole hard and finish in the end zone.
Extra point by Seibert, up and good. And that makes the score 21-0. A drive that time of 6 plays.
And it was capped off by the touchdown run for Brian Robinson. So how about this for a start? 21-0 here in the first as they kick this one away. And no thought of bringing this one out. He'll go down to a knee, and they'll begin the drive at the 30.
The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive.
Well, CD, you kind of feel like they're in a bit of a danger zone right here because now you're down 3 scores, and I know we're in the first half, but the way this offense hasn't been able to generate anything, you feel like they probably need to get something going on this drive, right?
Yeah, and sometimes I overuse if this is an important possession. But I think this has to be the possession where they come up with an answer because only a few teams in league history have ever come back from a 4-score deficit. And if they don't score here, that's what they could be facing the next time they get the ball.
Play action. Here's Stroud. Taking a shot for down here. And this one incomplete. A 50-50 ball in the end, nearly intercepted. And now it's 3rd down.
They give to Mixon to try to pick it up. And they needed 2. They could only get 1. 4th down.
I know that speed is the hallmark of today's NFL game, but the key to good rushing defense is still having your linebackers set the edge.
On is the punter Townsend as he gets this one away.
That's taken on the 25. It'll be 37 yards there on the punt.
And it will be Washington football now with a 1st and 10.
A look at Washington as they come onto the field. And right now they're saying, hey, let's keep this going. 2 drives, 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, can't ask for a better start than that, can you? I mean, this is the way you practice it. This is the way you rehearse it. But right now, the play calling, they're locked in really well.
The drive starts with a completion left side and past the 40 before he's out of bounds. Give him 13 yards on the opening play of the drive and also give him a 1st down.
They'll run this one right with Rob.
And he fumbled it. It's on the ground. And the Texans scoop it. And they'll take over inside the 45 at the 44-yard line.
Do you remember?
And now before the ball changes hands, they're going to take a look at this just to make sure that they have it right. Now the question, was the knee in fact down before this ball comes loose? And is the video convincing enough to overturn it?
A lot of factors here. Remember, you also need clear possession of football afterwards. This is a tough one to overturn.
So that one overturned. They say the knee was down, and that will not be ruled a fumble. The fumble on 1st down. Now here's 2nd down.
Looking to throw. Daniels. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
Partner, what we're seeing so far is the defense is certainly coordinated. Both levels doing their jobs in tandem. The back helping the front helping the back. The pressure got home on that last play and forced him to try and throw through contact and short of the sticks.
And that ball incomplete, nearly intercepted. Took a chance with that one. It'll lead to a 4th down. Daniels going to throw for it.
He'll buy some time right. Slings this deep from McLaurin. He's got it at the 15.
And he's going to be out of bounds all the way down inside the 15.
4th down conversion plays, you usually think 1, 2, 3 yards, maybe 10. Not there. What a huge pickup as the Sticks make a drastic shift forward. And he couldn't quite get there. Tackled down at the 1. They get 10 more there, and I believe that'll be enough for another 1st down. It will.
We both know it's difficult, but they've made it look effortless out there. Through the air, on the ground, they've moved the ball with relative ease.
Well, look at this, a tight end carry.
And he's in. Touchdown, Commanders. Ben Sinnott
taking it in from a yard out.
And the Commanders continue to pull away here in this first half. It's not too often that you say, hey, this one's going to be over by halftime. And, CD, I know our bosses probably don't want us to say that because they don't want people clicking away. But this one might be over by halftime.
And since you've already put your job on the line by actually saying it, I will co-sign and go with you because you're my partner. We don't mean to do it, but this game has been exactly as you've described. I see no hope for them going forward.
And he's got it. So the try for two successful. And that bumps their lead up even further. Following the touchdown, here's Seibert now to kick it off. And good starting field position. He'll get this one all the way up to about the 35-yard line. Houston set to take over. And still no points on the scoreboard. You're coming off of the 3 and out. They're just looking for anything to grab onto right now, aren't they?
I'm wondering if someone's going to take charge in the huddle. You know, we always look to the quarterback, but sometimes it's another player on the team, a star, a veteran, someone with some excitement and energy. It's like, all right, guys, let's shake things up and let's go, because they still have an opportunity to make things happen.
Shake it off.
2nd and 10, Stroud to throw yet again here. He'll get this into the hands of Nico Collins.
And he'll be out of bounds up near the 45 at the 44. That'll leave them with a 3rd and 2 coming up. They got 8 yards there. Mixon will try the right side. And he's got the first down yardage as he brings this up to the 47. They're able to convert with a gain of 4.
Yeah, they really needed to get something going, didn't they? They had punted on the last 2 possessions. The running game starting to come to the front for them, providing a nice pickup there to keep this drive going.
And they'll throw it with Stroud here, 1st and 10.
And it's knocked away and incomplete.
As we've seen, their first 2 drives didn't yield anything points-wise. Certainly feels like they think to themselves, it's time to open this thing up, taking the big shot downfield.
Again on 2nd down, it's Stroud.
A short one going to be taken in here by Schultz. 9 yards, not quite enough, and they'll be left now with 3rd and 1.
So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the first down. 3rd and 1, Stroud. He's got his target. That's complete.
And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. So much for the run on 3rd and 1. Instead, it's a big chunk in the pass game. First down.
And I don't think there's any question that this offense is going to need to hit on a few more plays like this. It's been a difficult first half for them, to say the least. And I do believe if they want to get back in this game, they need to start right now. It's kind of like making adjustments. If you try and wait until the half, it's probably too late. They need to get going right here.
Stroud to the air on 1st and 10.
And he's going to be taken down here. A sack back at the 32. He'll wind up losing 8 on the sack there, and it's 2nd down.
Stroud now on 2nd down. He's got it to Collins, complete.
Touchdown, Houston.
Nico Collins.
31 yards.
And the Texans are able to cut into that deficit.
Fairbairn good with the extra point, and that'll cut the lead down now to 22. So after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn now to kick it away.
And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. Brian Robinson Jr. making his way back onto the field.
And the good news, his team's winning. The bad news, he hasn't had the game that he's hoped to, at least to this point here in the 2nd quarter.
And a lot of that is pride, because these types of backs want to be in the center of all the action and leading their team to victory. They'll take the win right now, hoping to jump his game up as this one moves on.
He probably wants a little bit more of the spotlight going forward.
Second down and a run by Robinson.
And he's able to get out to the 32, brought down there. 9 yards, and that leaves him just short, so it'll be third and less than a yard.
Robinson will try to pick it up. And Robinson will not get there. Great defense at the point of attack, going to stop him short of the first.
And how about this one now? In their own territory, a gutsy call. They're going to go for this on 4th and a yard. They'll run for it with Robinson. And he gets it to the 34. Good enough for the first. Now the offense going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. So he needed 1. He ended up getting 3.
And I really like the way he ran that one, too. That's really intelligent running because oftentimes a running back can get too greedy. Try and hit the home run on a play where you just need a few yards. Well done there, making sure you got the first down and not worrying about trying to get a touchdown.
25 yards there on the catch and run.
Play action, now it's Daniels.
Sliding out of the pocket. On the run, he'll let this go deep right side.
Looking for McLaurin, and he's got him. Touchdown, Washington.
A great effort there in the final seconds of the first half.
And the Commanders will extend their lead here just before halftime.
Extra point by Seibert, up and good. And the rout is on here in this first half.
So time enough for a kickoff here. 5 seconds remaining in this first half. Taken at the goal line. And he'll be brought down right on the chalk of the 20.
The final second ticks by, and that's going to do it for the first half of play.
So we've reached halftime here in our nation's capital with the Commanders on top.
An abbreviated halftime show as we get rolling to quarter 3. The Texans down on the scoreboard, but they do get the first crack here as we are back underway in the second half. Certainly not what they wanted out of the locker room here as they'll start defensively at the 40-yard line.
So now the possession will begin at the 35 after the errant kickoff.
Well, that's certainly one way to avoid a dangerous kick returner, I suppose, but you are giving up extra yardage, that's for sure, because if you put it out of the end zone, they start at the 25, so at a minimum, you're giving up 10 yards to the offense.
No gain on the play there, second down.
Stroud off the play fake.
He's got it complete to Stephon Diggs. And he's going to get this down to the 35-yard line. That one covers 24 yards. It's a first down.
Stroud working out of the gun. On a slant, here's Collins.
And they're able to get this one past the 30 to the 25-yard line. It's a first down, his 4th catch of the game after having 3 in the first half.
Well, a lot of ground left to make up, obviously. A lopsided contest, and we're already in the third quarter. And they won't get it all back in one play or one drive. That's cliche, but it's true, Charles. If they can just maybe get plays like that and get a little momentum built, they can get the scoreboard a little closer.
And can you add some blinders to the cliche, meaning keep these guys from looking at the scoreboard because that doesn't help them at all right now. Their focus needs to be on finishing every drive with points and playing mistake-free football from here on out.
Officially no gain on the play, and it's second down.
And Stroud now to throw.
A short one going to be taken in here by Schultz.
Down inside the 10.
Touchdown, Texans. Dalton Schultz, 26 yards. yards.
And the Texans are able to make some inroads here to that deficit.
For a big tight end, he can sure move like a slot receiver when he gets a head of steam going. And as a defensive back, you've got a big decision to make when he's moving like that.
Fairbairn now to add the extra point. And that'll cut the lead down to 22. So that drive spanned 5 plays.
And it was the tight end Dalton Schultz on the touchdown reception to cap the drive.
So after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn now to kick it away.
And the returner down to a knee, and this will come out to the 30-yard line. Time again to see Terry McLaurin in the Washington offense.
And I know that they've double-teamed him a couple times, but not a ton. Whatever they're doing isn't working. He's up over 100 yards. We'll see how they adjust.
And when they do that, they weaken their defense in other places as well. And how many times have we done games where we've seen a guy have a big game like this, but it's usually not by himself, is it?
Right.
Usually it opens it up for other people to have big games as well.
Daniels now on 1st and 10.
Escaping the pressure right. He completes this one to Terry McLaurin. And they'll get it all the way up about 5 yards shy of midfield. An excellent pickup of 20 yards.
And while we may be looking at the scoreboard, this offense certainly is not, because they're showing no signs of backing down, even with a 3-score lead here in the third quarter. I think they keep taking their shots. They've seen blown leads happen throughout this league. They don't want to fall victim to it themselves.
A first down throw for Daniels.
And he's going to go down. The Texans come at him and able to bring him to the ground. He'll wind up losing 3 there on the sack. Good pressure, and it's 2nd down.
To throw is Daniels.
Middle of the field, he's got McLaurin. And he's going to be taken down with another first down as the stop's made at the Texans' 31-yard line. A very solid gain of 27.
So 1st and 10, and if they score on this drive, might have to start digging in our second-half blowout material.
This will be caught by Brown. So he stopped for no gain, and it'll be 2nd down.
Well, that was a simple throw and catch, but even with that completion, 0 yards gained. So they're behind schedule on down and distance.
I think they were hoping to get it to him. He could make a man or two miss, but that window closed quickly.
Throwing quickly there, but it's incomplete.
What would look like a march to the end zone has hit a momentary roadblock with that incompletion. No need to panic. They just got to come up with a high percentage play call and see if they can get their offense back on track.
An incomplete pass on 2nd down. That muddles things a little bit here. This is 3rd and 10.
Off the play fake, Daniels.
Rolling to his right.
He's going to let this go. Back of the end zone. And that's going to be incomplete.
Zone coverage there, and they were playing deep. That makes it obviously a little bit harder to run by guys. And that time, there's not much of a window to get the ball in there, and it winds up incomplete.
Caught by the tight end, Ertz. And so close, he gets it to the 1. Out of bounds right there. Wow, 1st and goal, and defensively, all they can do is shake their heads. Not only did they allow the conversion, but a big play as well.
Robinson is in. Touchdown, Commanders. Well, they move the ball down the field through the air, Charles, and then finally they get the running game involved, and it works to perfection. Touchdown.
And, partner, I kept waiting for that running game to come into play and actually saved it until the very end. Touchdown goes on his stat sheet, but you and I both know, and he knows as well, his teammates airing it out made this a successful drive.
Extra point by Seibert, up and good, and that'll push the lead up to 29 now. Following the touchdown, here's Seibert now to kick it off.
And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line.
And here comes the Texans now.
Right now, Charles, it just feels like they're trying to keep pace. They did score the touchdown last time out, but they still trail by double digits here. We'll see if this offense is once again up to the task.
Yeah, and I think that after the last drive, they've got to be pretty revved up, don't you think? Everything they were doing was working pretty well. They go back out there with the same mindset, play the same tempo and the same pace. Still a lot of time left to make something happen in this one.
Now here's Stroud.
It's complete to Diggs. And they bring him to the ground just shy of midfield. Second catch for him today, and it'll wind up a first down. Final minute now of the third quarter.
On first down, here's Stroud.
A short one going to be taken in here by Schultz. And he is across midfield from 149 to the other 49. A gain of just 2.
Completion was given up, but that's why you play zone defense, so that you can have people around the ball when it's caught, and you don't give up much run after the catch.
They run the option on second down.
And he'll get this down only to about the 46. He'll wind up getting 3 on the keeper there, but it leads to a third down. And as they come to the line, they will not be able to get off another play as time has run out on this third quarter. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports.
From the gun on third down, here's Stroud. Oh, that's into double coverage and intercepted. And the Commanders will take over possession here up at the 44. Well, these defensive coaches, they sure like what they've got in this rookie corner. And with good reason, as you saw there.
It only cost him a day 2 pick, and a lot of people thought he had first-round ability. But when he was available on draft night, that was one where you didn't need the full time to make the selection. You call that pick in early, and he shows why he was so coveted with that interception there.
They start on the ground with Robinson here. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. Solid way to start the drive. 13 yards, picking up the first.
Back to Robinson now on first down.
And he's taken down inside the 30.
44 yards rushing for him now with a couple of touchdown runs to boot.
And I think we can get used to seeing more of that in this fourth quarter, especially if they're having success on the ground like they did there.
Yeah, I think back when we met with the head coach in preseason, and all he talked about was building a bully. And I think it was this situation he was envisioning. Trying to ice a game, plenty of time left, but being able to give the ball to his big runner and pound away and try and finish off a game.
Second down, Daniels.
He's going to take a shot for the end zone. And this is caught. For the moment, it's a touchdown, but multiple flags down, so let's sort this out. So obviously they will decline the penalty there, and the result is 6 points. Extra point by Seibert, up and good. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to that big lead. Following the touchdown, here's Seibert now to kick it off.
And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. Well, things obviously not going their way. Trailing here in the fourth quarter, and that penalty going to go ahead and give the other side some extra yardage.
We all know it's an intense game and things can get heated out there. That's part of the battle. But bottom line, you got to keep your cool. That was not an example of doing that.
He'll let this go deep for Collins.
This is caught at the 20. And he's a long ways into Washington territory before hitting the turf.
That one good for 37 yards. So the big play means just like that, they'll operate from the red zone now on first down. An option hit up. Mixon hit, and the ball is out. Oh, and one of the linemen on the other side has got it. And that's a hard-earned yard there as he takes a pretty good jolt at the end of that one. Could have been a costly mistake, but as it turns out, they keep possession.
You can't give away these types of opportunities in the red zone. And I'm sure that was flashing through his brain as the ball escaped his hands. Fortunately for him, able to get picked up by his team, fumble recovered. They still have an opportunity deep in the red zone.
This offense so far on third down, they've hit it 50%, 3 of 6 to this point. They need just a yard here. It's 3rd and 1. He's going to get that to his running back out of the backfield. And it looks like he'll be just a yard shy of the 5 here as he's out at the 6. They'll give it to Mixon. And the hole closes quickly here. He can fight only to about the 4. 2nd and goal from inside the 5. Diggs in motion right. He'll get it here on the jet sweep. And he will push his way forward down to about the 3-yard line. 2 runs in a row, but only 2 yards to show for it. The Commanders' defense looking for a stop here. It's 3rd and goal. Stroud looking to throw. And that is caught. Well, they're going to see this one to the end. They get a score, but pretty much an exercise in futility right now. Still down big. And we remember, of course, all scoring plays need to be verified upstairs, and I think they're going to at least take a look at this. They're taking a peek at whether or not those feet were in bounds, and obviously a big call here in the... So they called it a touchdown originally, and this will stay a touchdown after the video review, so they had it right. Extra point by Fairbairn, up and good, as they make the score just a slight bit more respectable here in the final quarter of play. So after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn now to kick it away. And he'll wisely just take a knee here, and this ball will come out to the 30-yard line. Out comes Washington's offense as they get set to take over here. Well, they don't really need the points here, Charles, given what we're looking at on the scoreboard, but they've scored on 3 consecutive possessions, 3 consecutive drives, and I'm sure that they would like to keep that streak going here and continuing to pour it on.
And things have gotten that way in the NFL, haven't they, partner? Because in the old days, people would, they get off the gas a little bit, right? But now, people continue to accelerate. But we'll see what they decide to do as they come out for this one. But the way that this game has gone, they've got to be awfully happy with their execution overall.
Daniels now to throw on first down. And that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's 2nd down. Now Daniels. Eluding the pressure right. And he's going to get this down to the 35-yard line. And we are inside of 2 minutes left in this lopsided affair. So it's Commanders football as we get back to it. And they have just about put this one on ice as they've got it here, 1st and 10. That one looks like he'll throw here. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete.
I think it's fairly safe to call this game over, but they're still trying to bomb it downfield and add to their lead. Almost makes you start to feel for the defense and root for them a little bit, too.
And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on, 3rd down. Well, they go play action. Daniels. And it's going to be incomplete. He was able to catch it there on the right sideline, but out of bounds, says the line judge. And it's going to bring up 4th down. Well, they're up comfortably here, Charles, but That lead certainly not dissuading them from pressing the envelope late. I mean, if anything, with these passes, it's like they're getting more aggressive to try to drive the ball downfield.
And that will certainly lend itself to some post-game questions for that coach, and maybe you and I should attend that press conference and see what he has to say, because someone's going to ask him why he continued to push it. My guess, he didn't like how some of the snaps were run earlier, and he wanted to use that as a chance to clean things up, but he certainly will have some explaining to do.
So after the big play on fourth, here's 1st and 10. To the air goes Daniels.
And it's caught. And they are going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their totals. Here's Seibert now to add the extra point. Now this one was over a while ago as they just add on to their big lead. So that drive takes them down the field in 8 plays.
And it's finished off by a Terry McLaurin touchdown.
Following the touchdown, here's Seibert now to kick it off.
And no thought of bringing this one out. He'll go down to a knee, and they'll begin the drive at the 30. Now Houston's offense taking over again. We said it at halftime that they would need a nearly perfect second half to erase that deficit that they were facing, CD. But unfortunately, the second half has pretty much been a carbon copy of the first.
Yeah, that early lead was almost insurmountable the way their opponent was playing. And, partner, they do have some good news, though. This one is getting close to being over, and they can try and hit the reset button starting tomorrow.
And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. Give him 13 yards on the opening play of the drive and also give him a first down.
Well, I mean, look, obviously there's no 20 or 30-point play in that playbook, but they can try to end things here on a positive note despite trailing big, and that looks like what they're trying to do here by pushing the ball downfield.
Well, let me go with the heavy cliche then, partner. Just control what you can control right now, and all they can control here is how their final plays develop.
Meanwhile, Stroud's throw complete into the hands of Schultz here.
So he'll be stopped here for no gain, and it's second down.
As a defense, you're more balanced when you're in zone coverage because you're able to keep your eyes on the quarterback and see the play develop in front of you. They're able to keep the quick pass in front of them and stop it right at the line of scrimmage.
Forced out. The ball comes out. And fortunately, he's able to get this one back, so it is a first down.
Fortunately for him, that ball stayed close so that he could recover it on his own.
And you know the prayers that were going through his head as the ball escaped from him? How happy was he at the end of it when he found the football again?
Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. He's to the 15, and he will bring this one back. An interception return for a Commanders touchdown. Well, this one was already ugly, and now it's just kind of becoming a feast on the defensive side of the football.
Yeah, partner, this is a unit that knows they've got this game in the bag with this huge lead, and it's going to drive their coaches crazy because they're telling them play it straight, do all the right things, but these guys are going to be freewheeling now. All of them are going to take chances, and that one pays off with an INT and a return for 6.
Extra point by Seibert, up and good. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to that big lead. Following the touchdown, here's Seibert now to kick it off.
And they'll start this drive just across the 30. Pretty nice work on the return. The Texans offense set to regain possession. Well, this game, it has had no shortage of offense. They've been able to put up a decent amount of points on this side, Charles. They just have not been able to keep pace with the other offense they're going against.
And the ball is knocked out.
And it's Washington that scoops it up.
And I don't know that fumble's going to matter a whole lot. You look at the deficit here in the fourth. It doesn't matter. The coach on the sideline still scratching his head.
Yeah, not only scratching his head, but probably writing a note or two about we're going to address this come practice next week because maybe that's the reason we're down this far. Doesn't matter at this point, but being sloppy throughout the game, not going to help him improve.
And one of the whistles for timeout. So they'll stop the clock here in a game that's been decided in the closing seconds.
So here's a 1st and 10 now, down inside the 20. Here's Daniels.
And that is caught. What a catch inside the 5. And now we're going to get a timeout. Somewhat pointlessly called with 3 seconds to go in a game that's already been decided. Well, they probably don't need to run a play here, but you wonder if they're going to be able to resist on 1st and goal.
Robinson is not going to get a whole lot, maybe a yard down to the 3. Well, fans usually love to see scoring, and there was no shortage of it today. What a dominant showing from an offense that was truly playing at an elite level in this contest.
Partner, this